On this week's Minute with the Mayor, the state passed the Michigan Fireworks Safety Act in 2012, which allowed citizens to have easier access and usage of fireworks. This past year, legislators made an amendment after pushback from local municipalities. They have cut back on the times and usage of fireworks for Michiganders. Now, cities like Alpena are considering or have already made a change in their local ordinance to fit with the state law amendment. Alpena City Council is on the verge of passing this amendment. This week on Minute with the Mayor, we're talking a little bit about a new ordinance that has gone statewide. Now we're seeing it on a local level here in Alpena. Now, Mayor Matt, this ordinance is an amendment that essentially kind of limits the amount of fireworks, the different times that you can shoot off fireworks as a citizen. How do you see this playing out right now in our city here?
I guess playing out, I suppose it'll probably maybe take a little bit of time for people to understand once again, what the new rules and regulations are and what dates there are and times have changed. It can tend to get a little bit confusing, I would understand, because it seems like every 2 to 4 years the state kind of changes their mind.
So there's been a lot of back and forth between the state and local municipalities. What are some of the differences that this amendment has going from the state level to local level?
So I guess the differences that changed are just the state has tightened up the days. So when the state originally approved fireworks back several years ago, it was kind of wide open, and then they tightened it up because a lot of municipalities and a lot of people went to their legislators and said, hey, this is too broad, it's too open, a lot of noise during all night, and so mainly this new law is all state driven. So the state set new dates and new times, and because my understanding is that their outlook is to make Michigan pretty much even across the board rather than someone going from one community to another and not knowing what the laws are. So they've kind of standardized them. And if we don't, if the city of Alpena and other municipalities don't set the ordinance, then there's no enforcement, because the state either said set the ordinance the way we wrote it, or have no ordinance whatsoever, and then there's no enforcement either. And so there's not a lot of middle ground there, and so we decided to have some regulation. And so in order to have some regulation, you have to have exactly what the state said, and so that's what we went with.
And do you plan on seeing this basically go into effect for this upcoming 4th of July?
I believe so. I guess the first reading was at our last meeting. The second one will be next Monday on the 17th, I believe is the date. And then it'll probably go into effect 10 days after that, like most ordinances do. So that would probably catch before the 4th of July.
So something for folks to be aware of as we head into some of these holiday seasons and holiday months. Well, thank you for updating us about this topic. Obviously very seasonal and coming right into full swing. We always appreciate it, Mayor Matt.
Appreciate it, Mike, and I appreciate you doing Minute with the Mayor. Everybody should know that Mike's taken off. This is his last day with me, so very cool.
Yes, it is the end.
Very happy to have you.
It has been quite a ride, but Minute with the Mayor will continue on. So for the next time, we'll see you then.
All right, thanks.